Hello mga students, good morning, good afternoon, good evening sa inyong lahat. Allow me to discuss the statement of comprehensive income based on PAS 1 or IAS 1, the standard that, includes a discussion of the statement of comprehensive income under the statement of financial position. Pakita ko sa inyo yung tinutukoy ko. Allow me to share my screen. Okay? So, unlike my usual na presentations no na naka-PowerPoint tayo. So, for now, let me direct my discussion to ifrs.org, specifically on IS1, para maipakita po sa inyo, ma-emphasize po natin yung mga importante na mga provisions no ng standard covering a discussion on the statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income. So, it starts at paragraph 81, ano. Although sabi ko nga sa inyo, this is incorporated under the discussion on statement of financial position. Actually, kasi kung titignan po ninyo, itago muna natin sa structure and content, tatlo yan eh. Introduction, identification of the financial statements, and then the statement of financial position. Hindi po siya nakaseparate no, na statement of comprehensive income. Pero under paragraph 81 onwards, no, hanggang paragraph 100 something, nandirito po yung discussion or presentation on the statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income, or simply the statement of comprehensive income. Okay, so we'll discuss this, and I'll try to make some illustration para po ma-appreciate po natin ito, especially na medyo textual yung ating makikita dito sa ating discussion sa presentation na ipapakita ko po sa inyo sa ngayon. So wag na natin itong patagalin pa, basahin po natin yung paragraph 81A. Anong sinasabi sa paragraph 81A? Ang sinasabi lamang po dito, no, when we present your statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income, or simply statement of comprehensive income na lang. Mahaba eh. You need to present separately the profit or loss section and then the other comprehensive income component, no? And then syempre, pag pinagsama mo yan, that is your total comprehensive income for the period. So meron kang profit or loss section, and then yung comprehensive income, no, for the period ay yung combination ng total profit or loss at saka yung other comprehensive income. Okay? If they are presented separately as a statement of profit or loss and then statement of other comprehensive income, no? Sa statement of other comprehensive income, you will begin with with the balance that you will pick up from the statement of profit or loss, no? Although sa ngayon wala po tayong mga visuals, we will present this to you separately or maybe doon sa mga illustrative problems for my actual students, no, it may be through a separate session or some illustrations directly from the book or face-to-face meetings na. Okay? Now, under 81B, ito, importante po ito, especially for consolidated financial statements. Meron tayong mga parent-subsidiary relationships. Sabi po dito, an entity shall present the following items. In addition to presenting your profit or loss and then the other comprehensive income sections. As an allocation of profit or loss and OCI for the period for letter A, yung profit or loss, no, attributable doon sa non-controlling interest, yung sinasabi natin na NCI, and the owners of the parent. And for letter B, yung comprehensive income for the period also attributable sa NCI and then sa owners of the parent. So, if we present the SCI as two separate statements, you need to present etong A no separately in the statement of profit or loss, no? Tapos syempre for the statement of comprehensive income naman, component naman itong dalawa. Okay. Pakita ko po sa inyo para makita ninyo na may appreciation. And I prepared already dito sa side yung financial statement ni Jollibee Foods Corporation. Ito yung kadalasan na pinipresenta ko. Okay. Tignan po ninyo palakihin natin ng konti para lang mas visible. This is the consolidated statement of comprehensive income of Jollibee Foods Corporation, the group. Kung mapapansin po ninyo dito sa baba, you have the net income or loss attributable to the owners, no? Ito yung equity holders of the parent company and then the non-controlling interest. Okay? And then you have your total comprehensive income attributable sa equity holders of the parent company and then the non-controlling interest. So you will see that they are presented separately. Okay? So, yung mga amounts na yan ay yung mga amounts din na makikita po ninyo dito. Alright? Ayan. So, if this is the profit or loss, ito yung profit or loss mo out of 8.99 this is billion na kasi express in thousands ito. So 8.766 para sa owners of the parent at saka yung 219 ay para sa NCI. Pag total comprehensive income naman, pinag-usapan natin, ito naman yun, which is aligned naman dito, dapat they should equal. Okay? Tapos ito naman yung breakdown for the parent at saka ito naman for the non-controlling interest. Okay? So, let's go back sa ating standard. What are the items or the information that will have to be presented in the profit or loss section or in the statement of profit or loss? Ayan. Anong sabi dito sa 82? Medyo may karamihan po ito. Let's try to be patient, no? Basahin po natin sila. In addition daw to items required by other IFRSs, the profit or loss section shall include line items that present the following amounts for the period. So, syempre, you have to present the revenue kasi syempre, profit or loss section tayo, income and expenses, no? O, revenue, presenting separately, interest revenue calculated using the effective interest method, and then insurance revenue. Ayan. O, sige. Damay muna natin itong iba, no? May ipapakita naman po ako sa inyo. I picked up the financial statement of Sun Life, no? Para meron tayong application ng insurance revenues. Gains and losses arising from the recognition of financial assets measured at amortized cost. Insurance service expenses from contracts issued within the scope of IFRS 17, which is insurance contracts, no? Income or expenses from reinsurance contracts held, finance cost, impairment losses including reversals. That is in accordance with IFRS 9, impairment losses ng mga financial instruments. Okay? Insurance finance income or expenses from contracts issued within the scope of IFRS 17 and finance income and or expenses from reinsurance contracts held, again under IFRS 17. Okay? Bongga si IFRS 17, Ang daming sinasabi. Okay, what else? Scroll down tayo. Share of profit or loss of associates and joint ventures accounted for using the equity method. Okay? Kung meron tayong FA na nireclassify galing sa amortized cost measurement, tapos measured na siya subsequently as at FVPL, okay, any gain or loss arising from the difference at the reclassification date will have also to be presented in the statement of profit or loss. Kung FA at FVOCI, no? Tapos reclassified to FVPL. Yung cumulative gain or loss previously recognized in OCI na i-reclassify natin sa PNL. Siyempre, makikita din dapat natin dyan yung tax expense. Okay? Income tax expense. Single amount for the total of the discontinued operations. We'll discuss the discontinued operations separately, ha? Not only the computation side, but also the theories, no? We will access IFRS 5 later on. Okay? So, yan po yung mga makikita po ninyo as components of the profit or loss. Ito naman sa baba, ang makikita natin na mga information sa OCI section ng Statement of Comprehensive Income. Okay? Items of OCI, excluding amounts in paragraph B. Bukod dito, no? Classified by nature and grouped into those that in accordance with other IFRS will not be reclassified subsequently to profit or loss. O syempre, kasi kung reclassified sa PNL, di nasa PNL natin yan makikita. Hindi sa PNL, nasa OCI. Or will be reclassified subsequently to profit or loss when specific conditions are met. Tapos, share of the OCI of associates and joint venture accounted for using the equity method, no? Separated into the share of items that in accordance with other IFRSs will not be reclassified subsequently to P&L and will be reclassified to P&L when specific conditions are met. Ang sinasabi lang po nito, pasok siya no either permanently no or temporarily sa OCI portion. Okay, what else? O sige, I think we'll have to revisit muna no yung actual financial statements and related disclosure para po ma-appreciate natin ito. Binigyan ko po agad ng focus no kasi medyo may karamihan po itong presentation no ng FS. So pinuntahan ko muna yung disclosure para lang ma-ensure ko na yung line item na yun represents IFRS 17 related disclosures or related items. Okay? So tignan po ninyo ito Nasa note 17 ako on fee income, pero it has something to do with our statement of comprehensive income. Ito pong amount na ito ay makikita po ninyo mamaya sa statement of comprehensive income. Pero ang naka-reference kasi doon, fee income. Ano ba yung fee income na yon? Kung makikita po ninyo dito, this fee income ay binubuo ng income from insurance contracts under IFRS 17 and fee income from service contracts, no, which are distribution fees, fund management and other asset-based fees, and administrative service and other fees. Okay? For asset management, no? Ayan. Pero, pag tinignan po ninyo ito, puntahan po natin yung actual financial statement. Yung Statement of Comprehensive Income. Pero daanan na rin natin yung paragraph 5 kasi note 5 kasi meron din namang reference yung mga balances doon sa statement of comprehensive income naka-reference sa note 5. Ano yung makikita naman natin sa note 5? Sa note 5, no, ito ang makikita po natin. Ayan. Dali, ang dami ng note 6. Okay, ito na tayo sa note 5. Ayan. Dito tayo sa 5.B kasi ito yung related sa SCI uh, financial statement sa statement of comprehensive income. 5.B interest and other investment income. You see here interest income from the following and they are separately disaggregated. Tapos if yung total po nito ay 5396 and 5097 respectively, separate din dito yung income from or mga investment income, equity securities or dividend on fair value through profit or loss. Yung dividends on available for sale, ito po yung FVOCI. Okay? Investment property, rental income, expenses, other income, etc. Okay, so mapapansin po ninyo naka-identify po dito ano-ano yung mga klase ng mga income na yon or yung mga revenue na yon. Okay? So, let us now go, ano no, and check your statement of comprehensive income. Ayan. Dito sa consolidated na statement of comprehensive income, makikita po ninyo dito, no, ayan. Consolidated statement of comprehensive income. Manggaling tayo dito. So, revenue, okay, from premiums. O, kasi syempre, Sun Life po ito. O, hindi ko po ina-advertise, no? And I am not, ano, no, hindi rin po ako ahente nila. Okay? Yun lang naisip ko na una kong naisip, so yun yung ni-research ko. Okay? So, makikita po ninyo dito, net premiums, ito yung income nila from the collections, no? And then you have a separate line item for net investment income or loss. Okay? No, naka-reference dun sa note 5. And then, meron ka rin ditong fair value and foreign currency changes on assets and liabilities. And net gains or losses on available for sale assets. But this is ano no, presented under the profit or loss section. Okay? Yung net investment income nila, ito. Tapos you have your fee income na binisita po natin kanina, has something to do with IFRS 17. Okay? Tapos, pag bumaba po tayo dito, o yan ano, kung mapapansin ninyo sa presentation ng kanilang Statement of Comprehensive Income sa P&L section, pagkatapos ng ano no, ah ayan, etong total net income or loss. Okay? O, less attributable to policyholders, then attributable to non-controlling interest. Ayan. Okay, so may presentation separately, ano? And then dito, nakaseparate yung ano statement of, sorry, andito, so, isa lang pala, ano, pero ang ibig ko sabihin, correct, I just want to correct yung sinabi ko, ano. From the total net income or loss coming from the statement of profit or loss, o karugtong po, nandirito yung other comprehensive income section. So ano yung nakikita natin dyan? Changes in unrealized foreign currency translations gains, mga unrealized gains or losses, on available for sale assets, and reclassification to net income. Changes, eto, derivatives under IFRS 9, including mga reclassifications to net income. And share, ayan, ano, nakita po ninyo kanina, binasa natin. Share of OCI in joint ventures and associates. Okay? Tapos eto, yung total items that may be reclassified subsequently to income. Diba? Nabanggit kanina. Ito, no? Asa na yon? That may be reclassified. Asa na yon? Nasa na yon, bigla akong naghanap, ano? Andito yan sa baba pala. Okay? That will be reclassified subsequently, no? When specific conditions are met. O, ito yun, ano? Total items that may be reclassified subsequently to income. Tapos, ito naman yung kalahati naman. No, yung kabiyak. Items that will not be reclassified subsequently to income. Like yung mga remeasurements on defined benefit plans. Ayan. Ito naman yung portion na yun. Ano? Will not be reclassified subsequently to profit or loss. Okay? So, sana ano na nagkakaroon kayo ng konting visual. Tapos, ito na ano, yung total comprehensive income mo. Okay? O may less ka dito, participating policyholders, tapos less non-controlling interest. So, equal shareholders comprehensive income. Alright, no? So, yan po. Okay? Tapos, eto naman, yung portion ng income tax expense or income tax benefit. We have discussed this separately ano before sa ating ano no mga earlier topics. Okay? Although class ha, ito pong nakikita po ninyo, mapapansin ninyo naka-dollar sign. This is actually Canadian dollars. Wala po tayo sa Kasi consolidated po ito. So, while meron tayong Sun Life dito sa Pilipinas, but if this is a consolidated financial statement, ang reporting is kung nasaan yung ano, no, saan nakaregister si Sun Life, which is in Canada. Okay? So, yan po ano, yung ating pagpapakita ng example. Okay. Ano ang susunod? Paragraph 85, anong sabi dito? An entity shall present additional line items, including by disaggregating the line items listed in paragraph 82, yung mahaba-haba. Ayan. Okay? Headings and subtotals in the statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income when such presentation is relevant to an understanding of the financial performance. So whether we are looking at Jollibee or at Sun Life, no? Makikita po ninyo no, if they are relevant, they need to be ano no, separated no as a separate line item. Ayan, ano? Okay. Oh, sabi dito no, although I would like you I would like you to read this no on your available time. When an entity present subtotals in accordance with paragraph 85, yung mga subtotals na yon shall be comprised of the line items made up of amounts recognized and measured in accordance with IFRS, be presented and labeled in a manner that makes the line items that constitute the subtotal clear and understandable, consistent po tayo from period to period, and not displayed with more prominence, no? So ito yung mga pinag-usapan natin last time sa last meeting natin for my actual students, no? Yung mga ano, no? Characteristics. Okay? Actually, nandirito din naman sa paragraph, nandirito rin naman sa standard nito on IS-1. Okay? Oh, class. Ito, paragraph 87. Meron kasi tayong tinatawag dati ng mga extraordinary items. Ito, no, just to give a clarification kasi wala po, I'm not sure if kasama ito sa definition sa taas, no? Pero what is an extraordinary item? Okay, so let me cite the definition ano or the summary from the Corporate Financial Institute, financeinstitute.com so, or CFI. Sabi dito ano, an extraordinary item is an accounting term that refers to an abnormal gain or loss not generated from the ordinary business operations, infrequent in happening no sa nature at malamang hindi mauulit sa mga susunod na panahon. Okay? So, extraordinary, pambihira. Pambihirang item. Extraordinary. So, anong sinasabi natin doon sa mga abnormal na yan na hindi unlikely na mauulit sa mga susunod? It shall not be presented, ano, shall not present any items of income or expense as extraordinary item. So, hindi po natin siya ipipresent. Okay? Pero anong sabi dito, ano? Often excluded no sa mga calculations. Okay? Sabi dito class no sa mga GAAP and even sa IFRS and we are following IFRS no we do not recognize the formal use of extraordinary items. Okay? So wala po siya. Ayan. Now, anong sabi dito? Proceed tayo no sa paragraph 88. Profit or loss for the period. An entity shall recognize all items of income and expense in a period in profit or loss unless an IFRS requires or permits otherwise. Siyempre, meron tayong revenue and expense recognition principles. Mag-recognize ka ng item ng income and expense kapag ma-qualify tayo doon sa recognition principle na yan. Okay? Revenue at saka expense recognition. Okay? Now, for OCI, dito sa other comprehensive income sa paragraph 90, ano namang sinabi? An entity shall disclose the amount of income tax relating to each item of OCI, including reclassification adjustments, either in the statement of profit or loss and OCI or in the notes. Okay, the amount of tax relating to each item of other comprehensive income. Meron ba tayong nakita dito? Okay. O, income tax, meron. Okay. Makita ninyo ano, income tax expense or benefit. Anong sinasabi dito? Disclose the amount relating to each item of other comprehensive income, no? Including reclassification adjustments. Okay. O, meron kang unrealized forex, unrealized gains or loss available for sale. Okay, or yung FVOCI, reclassification to net income for FVOCI assets, unrealized gains or losses on cash flow hedge at saka yung mga reclassification. So they are presented separately even though we are talking about income tax benefit or expense. Okay? So nasatisfy natin yung paragraph 90. Okay? Ayan. Paragraph 92. An entity shall disclose reclassification adjustments relating to components of OCI. Meron naman tayong nakita dito, di ba? Reclassification components. Okay? And then of course, no, we'll skip this in the interest of time para ma-satisfy lamang po natin yung mga key ano dito, no, provisions. Pero syempre, kailangan din po nating basahin yan on our own readings. Okay, information daw to be presented in the SCI or in the notes. Kapag daw yung item of income or expense ay material, kailangan mong i-disclose yung nature and amount separately. Kasi nga, material. Tandaan po natin yung principle ng materiality, its inclusion no, or yung omission or pagsama or hindi pagsama will affect the decision making. Okay. Dito sa paragraph 98, although hindi po ito nakabold, these are circumstances no, that would give rise to separate disclosures. Okay? Halimbawa, write down ng inventories to NRV or ng PPE to recoverable amount or reversal of the write-down. Restructuring, disposal ng item ng PPE, disposal ng investment, discontinued operations, mga settlement ng mga kaso-kaso, and reversal ng provisions. So, these are circumstances that would give rise to a separate disclosure, especially because we consider the item to be material in amount. Okay? An entity shall present an analysis of expense recognized in profit or loss using a classification based on either their nature or their function. Pag-usapan po natin separately paano na nga yung nature at saka yung functional presentation, ano? Okay, whichever provides information that is reliable and more relevant because we are presented with two options. We are given two options, nature approach no or yung functional approach. Ayan. Papaano na nga ulit 'yun? Ano, if I'm not mistaken in the book that we are using, no, meron naman yata tayong mga examples, no? Or correct me if I'm wrong. I wasn't able to revisit, no, the book before we discuss this session. Okay? But ayan ayan, merong discussion, brief discussion. Pero by looking at it, although I'm not sure sa mga recent edition, kasi wala dito yung wala akong current edition ng Intermediate Financial Reporting ni Empleo and Robles. What I have in my possession is the 2021 edition. Okay? Ay, hindi ko lang alam kung as is pa rin naman ito. Okay? Pero we will revisit on that one para meron tayong visual representation ng nature approach at saka yung functional approach. Okay? Ayan. Ito pala. O, sige. Andito, sige. Basahin na rin natin. So, expenses are subclassified to highlight components. Oh, I'm reading paragraph 101. Okay, to highlight components of financial performance that may differ in terms of frequency, potential for gains or loss, and predictability. Okay. Oh, the first form is the nature of expense method. Okay. Ito po yung makikita po ninyo using the nature of expense method. Under the nature of expense method, an entity aggregates expenses according to their nature. Halimbawa, ito, depreciation. Makikita po ninyo dito, depreciation and amortization. Purchases of materials, transport cost, employee benefit, advertising, and does not reallocate them among functions within the entity. Okay, this method may be simple to apply kasi wala kang kailangang i-allocate. Yung depreciation kasi halimbawa, no, you need to depreciate the halimbawa kailangan mo i-depreciate yung mga items of PPE. Pero yung PPE na yun sino gumagamit? Yung nasa selling or mga general and administrative. Okay? Or baka meron tayong depreciation dito, no? Na component ng production na dapat pang overhead. Okay? So, ito po yung example natin ng nature of expense function. O, raw materials and consumable use, employee benefit expense, depreciation, other expense. Okay, then you have your total. Ito naman yung makikita natin sa function of expense. Yung second form, no, which is ito yung sinasabi natin na function of expense or yung cost of sales method. Ito yung mas familiar kayo because when we prepare the statement of profit or loss, kadalasan naman even in the earlier years of your BSA or BSA journey or BSBA, BSMA, AIS, kung ano man, revenue less cost of expenses or cost of expenses, cost of sales or cost of goods sold equals gross profit less operating expenses equals net profit. Ah. So we classify expenses according to their function as part of the cost of sales or kung nasa OPEX yan, distribution or administrative activities. At a minimum, an entity discloses its cost of sales separate from other expenses. Kaya sa taas, ito yung mga direct costs mo. Sa baba naman, yung mga indirect cost. Sa taas, yung product cost na in-expense natin. Sa baba, mga period cost. Okay? Sa anong sabi dito, no, sa paragraph 103, this provides a more relevant information to users than the classification of expenses by nature, but allocating cost to functions may require arbitrary allocations and involve considerable judgment. Yun lang yung problema. Kasi yung depreciation, merong portion dyan na nandirito sa cost of sales, lalo na pag nabenta na yung item na yon. Yung iba nandirito sa distribution cost, yung iba nandirito sa administrative expenses. Okay? So, medyo costly lang siya. Kasi you have to, allocate some amounts, no, some types of expenses na hindi mo kailangan under the nature of expense approach. Okay? So, anong sabi dito sa paragraph 104? An entity classifying expenses by function shall disclose additional information on the nature of expenses, including depreciation and amortization and employee benefit expense. Pag tinignan po ninyo dito, sa halimbawa, sige, dito muna tayo sa Jollibee. Anong makikita ninyo dito? It's more of a functional approach, no? Function of expense. Revenue, less direct cost, less yung ating mga other expenses classified into general and administrative at saka yung mga advertising and promotion. Okay? Hindi siya nature of expense, function of expense. Dito sa Sun Life, paano yung presentation nila? Revenue, okay? Less expenses. Ayan, ayan O paano naman po ito? Meron ba tayo dito cost of goods sold? Wala. So is this a nature of expense? Kasi makikita mo dito revenue. Tapos dito benefit and expenses. Okay? O gross claims and benefits paid. Okay? Commissions, operating expenses, premium taxes, etc. Okay? O, ito naman yung presentation nila. Alright. May ano ba? Are they allowed? Allowed po either, no? Kasi sabi nga dito, an entity shall present an analysis either using the nature or function, whichever provides information that is reliable and more relevant. So the decision is left to the preparer of the financial statements. So long as the information that they will present will provide information that is relevant and more relevant, no? Reliable and more relevant. Okay? Ayan. So, yung choice daw ng paggamit depends on historical and industry factors and the nature of the entity. Okay? Parehas po ng mga methods na ito provide an indication of those costs that might vary, whether direct or indirect, with the level of sales or production of the entity. So, anong sabi? Parehas naman daw yan may merit eh. So, this standard, IAS 1, requires management to select, yun nga, the presentation that is reliable and more relevant. Okay? Ayan. So, yun nga lang ha, class, pag nagpe-present tayo using the function of expense, okay? Kailangan i-disclose natin additional information on the nature of expense, kasama na po yung depreciation and amortization and employee benefits. Okay? And that's it muna for this recording, no? We'll have a separate session on discontinued operations, no? And then later on, I tignan po natin if there is another recording, no, na naka-anchor doon sa mga materials natin sa book, or this will be presented, no, on premise na lamang po. But definitely, I will be recording a separate discussion on IFRS 5 doon sa portion ng discontinued operations. Okay? So maraming salamat. Hanggang dito po muna tayo. Let me know if you have any questions. I will now end this recording. Thank you. Bye-bye.